trying to dry the bike up. Just washed it from the mud and all the crap. Anyways, a quick update on clutch cover, which I have actually improved the ride drastically, but also I kind of ruined the ride drastically at the same time. Let me explain. Nearly crashed. The first time I had to brake, actually on the road, just out my house. Yeah, I nearly crashed because I went to reach on the rear brake and see what happens. Because obviously your boot is here, and yes, you only need to reach a little bit, but sometimes you're not being surgical and you're just going for it. So that's what you do, from here to here, because obviously the brake pedal is higher. It's higher because I needed to be in a good position, in a correct position when I'm standing up, not sitting down. Because when I'm sitting down, nothing really drastic happens, no drama, so I can actually lift the boot and stamp on the brake. But when I'm standing, I don't have to reach for it, my legs don't go forward. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, you ride in here, this is your boot, and then you stamp on the brake and see what happens. It actually doesn't reach because the buckle on Tech 7 Alpine styles, that thing actually goes right into it. It traps. How odd would you ever say that will happen? My Tech 10s probably obviously don't have that problem, but on the 7s, that's exactly there. It's like the moment you, from here, to the moment you lift your boot to stem on the brake, sorry, I have to get the phone out. See? And there you go. And it happens every fucking time. So I have to be really careful to just, be surgical and just move your boot. Well, this is really the correct way to do it. But when everything shakes and you're jumping and you're over on the rocks, blah, 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 it's not so easy. So you have to be able to, counter and that whatever you do, you're going to land on that fucking thing instead of landing on the clutch cover. And yeah, so... But besides that, everything is perfect. Your boot is here, and you can barely feel. You can still feel a little bit of this, but tiny bit. There's no point to removing this, as the boot actually started to catch on this section, even on the bolt, so it's fine. And I'm finally at 95% symmetrical on my legs. I can hug the front with my knees both sides almost identical, so happy with this, quite happy, really happy. But this is a death trap. What? Would you ever say that? And it's literally the angle of everything and the space between the buckles catches that exactly. This is why, ride or race and development is important, because I wouldn't thought about this. Of course, I wanted to get both of this one and this one smoothly, because actually they don't have to be there. I can just chop them off and blank them, but I was like, don't need to, I'm lazy, I want to do it quick, and there you go, fuck it. But now it turns out I will really have to remove it. I don't mind, it's fine, I will. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, God knows, maybe in the weekend. But yeah, it's I just changed the boots. My Tech 10s again do not have the buckle there. There are 3 buckles instead of 4, I think. And it's just on the Tech 7s. Anyways, that is the drill. Do you know what? I actually bought one. I bought the YZ real brake pump to replace my original one. But then, they have the reservoir here. I was like, okay, it's gonna be neater. It's gonna be, just be more dirt bike. But to be honest, the standard one, because I removed the reservoir, it's just the hose. Now this hose is resistant to oils, especially brake oil. You have to get it the right one, and it's transparent. I can see where the level of the oil is, and it's hidden behind there. And the YZ pump is actually bigger here, and I think is more exposed. Not only is it more exposed, but my enduro exhaust, because it goes behind the pump, it will get, I'm not saying dangerously, but yeah, probably even dangerously close to the pump. Not because of the contact, because of the heat. I really don't want a pipe to heat up my brake fluid too much. Cook it maybe, just don't want to take the risk. So I think, no, fuck it, I'm gonna leave this one on. It's a fantastic pump, never had any issues with, and is very good. These brakes are very, very solid, very sensitive, very modular, so I don't see the need to put YZOWR rear pump on it. All you have to do is to remove the ABS, and by removing the ABS, even just on the back, all you do is YZ250 or 450 brake line. There you go. This is the original brake line from the YZ250, and it fits perfectly. That's all you have to do. You know, you can keep your ABS on the front. This is what I used to use for the first season, and it was okay-ish until it wasn't, because the standard ABS actually works decent, works alright, but then when it actually gives up on the extreme conditions, let's call it this way, yeah, it lets you down in the moments when you really have to count on it. So yeah, it scared the shit out of me twice, and I removed it completely. But that's what you have to do. Anyways, the problem isn't the pump. The problem with the rear brake on a Yamaha, it's not on a T7, it's not the brake pedal. Obviously the brake pedal, if you get a Camel ADV products like I did, this is obviously stronger, it has a better spring behind, blah blah, it's better constructed, it's better quality, better in every way, that's fine. However, the problem with the brake getting spongy is not the problem that coming from the brake lever itself, it comes from the spring. So what happens, you see this one comes back all the way up till they stop perfectly. So it closes all the circuits to go from this one and this one here. If this doesn't come back all the way up, which on the old T7s happens, you're gonna consume the parts, you're gonna consume, obviously, you're gonna fill up that empty space for the pistons to go further down where the parts are going consumed. But because this never returns up, you see this goes up and down, it has to return all the way up, because the piston has to clear the passage of the oil that goes to the reservoir. If it doesn't clear that, it will never open that oil passage, and you're never gonna substitute that oil with the oil you used, what you kind of pushing the volume towards the caliper, and that's why they go floppy. It's an easy way to fix it. I've tested it, because I just put few elastics, because it was on a day on the race, between the water pump and the standard brake lever, and I never had a problem since, never ever, besides obviously being weak and all the shit. But being spongy, and again, that's not really a problem. There is the spring, so this doesn't return completely. That's it. Other than that, it's fine. Now, in order to install the clutch lever still longer, if this was in a standard position, if this was 90 degree with the clutch cable being here, I don't have enough space between this pivot and the cylinders, so it will have to be shorter. And I don't like to be shorter, because I like it to be one finger operated, and this is very, very soft with this setup. So as you can see, my bulging, because I like to test obviously different lengths. It's like, I don't want to buy stuff and then buy it again and modify it. I modify my own and then try to find the correct length, to be able to use the whole lever travel, but not too much of it, and then play in between that and the modulability. Anyways, so what I did, I put the cable towards the engine. But I think regardless, even if this was here facing down, the cable, instead of coming from here to there, it would have to go nice and down here. So what I did, I bought from Van Hill a T7 fitment clutch cable, but the nice thing is you can actually add the custom lengths. So what I did, I had 3 inches, and the 3 inches was absolutely perfect to run it on the left side of the motorcycle, which is a bit more loose. I prefer the standard way it was going. I need to still figure out where to attach it, but I think it can actually stay like this, kind of loose, because when you move the steering bars, it doesn't catch anything, and it's nice, and the bends are nice and loose. There's nothing is crimping, and it goes from there to here, and then behind that engine reinforcement, the frame reinforcement goes towards obviously the clutch lever. Now, being slightly longer there, because it's again slightly longer, or maybe because it's not standard or whatever, or more elbows, more corners on the clutch cable itself, it's tiny bit more spongy, so I'm using a little bit more travel, tiny bit. It's still okay, but I think it's on the limit. If this was a tiny bit more spongy, I would have to get this lever a tiny bit shorter, a few mils. But now we are pretty much spot on. So it completely disengages when it's fully in. Sorry, fully in, and then disengages fully, probably there. It's a very good modulability, you know, up the hills, rocks and everything. Technical riding it really helps, and especially when you think it doesn't get really tired very quickly because it's so soft. This clutch is actually much softer than my FX350. Anyways, yeah, that's the update. So yeah, if you want to do it, do it. It really works. The difference is actually huge. One may think that only that piece brain head doesn't actually matter too much, but it actually does, you know, because it's literally right there. So this boot wouldn't be here, it would have to be here, and it pushes unit out. It's just very, very unnatural. Now someone says that I knew the 2025 T7 comes with that already modified. I bloody hope so. I've seen the pictures and it looks like this is smoother, it doesn't have these, which could make sense. And this is exactly what I said on the previous video. No, actually, I didn't post it. Yeah, there was a video I made, I didn't post it because I wanted to wait, because we have some good news. But I'm gonna make a separate video about this, because yeah, it's worth mentioning that. It's quite a lot of good news. But yeah, next video. Anyways, this is just about the clutch, and yeah, it works good. Bike is fantastic. I was playing with my charging system on the carpet heated tablet. This is not carpet heated tablet. This is directly from the factory, but carpet heated mount and everything. But kind of lost. It was temperamental on the charging there on the pins. It was slightly misaligned. This is obviously has been mangled. All this mount, because yeah, I've bended here many times. This one, these, and even this, you know, crashes and everything. I do put stuff on the test, but again, it survives very well. I just had to move these tiny bit lower because they start to be misaligned with the vibrations. They didn't actually go on that, but now they do. Now it's just absolutely great. So yes, this turns out to be very reliable, you know. Rain, dust, crashes, smashing it pretty much everywhere. It's good. Vibrations, sunlight, night riding, it's good. GPS reception as a satellite has been spot on every time. Never lost the satellites. It's good. I'm using it as a phone, as an emergency phone, and everything. So yeah, it's been really good. Anyways, that's enough. This is supposed to be just a quick video, so see you soon.